Take 16.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mimi. Okay, so that's the...
Okej, men de håller på att filma så jag måste lägga på.
Mimi, du måste...
Var är Mona? Var är hon? Maha, var är hon?
She's here and like now.
Okej,
Du jag vet inte vad mer video än mig, men yani du kommer
Tajma.
ner. Vi alla sitter och chillar.
Vänta.
Mimi och Josef här.
Hallå?
Okej.
Okej, good.
Okay, just coming here, sorry.
Hello, be here. Okay.
Take 16.
Thank you. Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. As you can see, I've had a big renovation. Why am I such a cringe? Okay, so today I'm not in my kitchen. I'm actually in Stockholm in Sweden. And this is my uncle's house, my uncle and aunt and cousin's kitchen that I'm in. Very beautiful. It's got the island in the middle, so very nice to film in. And today I'm going to be making the classic Arab vegan dish, which is falafel. But hopefully this is going to be like, yeah, so I'm going to be making falafel today, loosely based on my aunt's advice / recipe. I've got a kilogram of chickpeas here that I've had soaking for just less than 24 hours, but if you can, 24 hours is what I would recommend, just because it's raw chickpeas, these haven't been cooked. That's an important thing. You don't want to use like a can of chickpeas or cooked chickpeas. You want to use just the dried bag. You don't need to use a kilogram, obviously. This is going to make quite a lot, but this is what I'm using today. And then I've got some spices. I've got some dried coriander, some cumin, baking soda. That's also an important one. And then I've got a large onion and a full head of garlic. And then I've got some fresh herbs. It's kind of optional. You could just use dried, but I thought it would be nice to use a lot mixed. So I've got some parsley here. And coriander, if you're like me and you hate coriander, don't worry, because you can't really taste it in this. I don't know why, because it's fried and with everything else, you can't really taste it. So yeah, we've got the chickpeas, the parsley and coriander, onion, garlic. So it's actually really simple. There's not that many ingredients to it. But yeah, I'm going to make the falafel. It's the frying that takes quite long. And then after that, we're going to make some wraps, and my cousin Dana is going to show us some nice filling ideas. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started. So I've got this, I don't actually know what you call these. I think it's a mincer, but you don't need to use this if you don't have it. It's just that this will make it a little bit more even. But you could just use a blender if you don't have this device. But I do, so I'm gonna use it today. So I'm just gonna grab my chickpeas here. Just 1 second. While I figure this out. So if you are going to be using this device, you want to start with the wider, these, I don't know what you call them, because after we do that, I'm going to switch to the finer one. So you want to start with the wider one, and then we'll switch to finer after that. So I'm just gonna grab a big spoon. And what's that noise? And then I'm just going to start sticking the chickpeas in here. Okay, just bear with me. So I just switched this to the finer one. So now, you know, I put this through once, so I'm going to put it through a second time with the finer one so that it's finer. The way I speak. Anyway, so I'm just going to stick this in. Just going to fast forward right about now. Okay, so I put the chickpeas in through a second time with like the finer setting, so you can see it's really nice and even. So that's that. So I'm just gonna put the onions through now, and then the herbs. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that.
The garlic.
Sorry, I forgot to say, the garlic is in here, and then the onions, and then I'm going to put the herbs in as well. Thank you, Dana. Okay, so we had a little malfunction. If it stops going through properly, like with the herbs, you can just put back in some of the chickpeas. You guys are distracting me. I can see you whispering. Okay, I'm just gonna stick that back through and then turn this back on. Okay, so that's the chickpeas, herbs, onion and garlic all in here. As you can see, there's not loads of green here. To be honest, it's kind of up to you how green you want it. You know, sometimes you get like the brown falafel, sometimes you get the very green ones that have loads of herbs. So it's just up to you, whatever you like. So yeah, that's what I've gone for. And now I'm just gonna stick in some ground dried coriander. Sticking that in there. This is about a tablespoon. And then I've got just about a teaspoon of cumin. I don't like loads, so I'm not going to put loads in there. So that's the cumin there. And then I also have a tablespoon of baking soda. And then I'm going to stick in a good bit of salt, because as you can see, this is loads. This is going to make loads of falafel. So I don't know. Maybe like... bad. Okay, I'm gonna give it a mix, and then I'm just gonna, I wouldn't recommend tasting it because it's raw chickpeas, but I'm just gonna taste just a tiny bit to make sure that the salt is okay. I only put in about 2 teaspoons, so we shall see how much we need. And yeah, I'm just gonna give this a good mix, and I'll show you how it's looking after. So see you in a bit. Okay, so I've just let this falafel, feels weird saying it like that. This falafel mix sit for just about 15 minutes. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know why, but my aunt told me to do it, so that's why I did it. I guess so the bicarbonate of soda. Do you know what? I'm not even gonna pretend I know why. So anyway, if you have one of these little falafel shapers, this can be very handy. But if not, you could just use like 2 spoons and shape it as best you can. But I've got one of these, so I'd suggest getting one if you want to make this often. So I've got a little bowl of water here. I'm just going to stick it in. It's just cold water. Oh, my cousins are fighting in the background. And then I'm just going to... I'm going to pull it down. Is that correct? Yeah. And then I'm just going to stick some of the falafel in here. And then you could just use a teaspoon, but again, my aunt gave me this little fancy falafel smoother. So I'm just going to use that. And then you just want to kind of, you know, smooth this down until, you know, it's kind of like this. And then I've got, oh, I forgot to say, apologies, but I've had the oil heating and this fryer here. You don't need to use a proper fryer. Of course, you could just use a big pot with oil in it. But I have this fryer here.
Literally.
Sorry, it's because I did this and my cousin was like, don't do that. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this in to the hot oil now. Obviously, it goes without saying, but be careful if you're using hot oil and you're frying. So I'm just going to stick this in here. Oh, there. Oh my gosh, I'm too excited. Okay. And yeah, I'm just going to keep going until we've got lots of wee falafels in there. Obviously, you don't want to overcrowd it, just so that it doesn't, so that the oil doesn't drop in temperature too much. But I'm probably gonna put around 4 or so in here. Yeah, and I'll show you how they're looking once they're done. I'm just gonna fry them for probably about 3 or 4 minutes, just until they're brown and crisp. And I shall show you them when they're done. See ya.
Do the claps.
Started? Thank you. Okay, I think we got it. Okay. Okay, so what am I saying? There's pressure now. Okay, so I have now fried all of the falafel. It took around 3 to 5 minutes to fry these bad boys up. And you just want to get them crunchy and browned like this. Just hear the... And yeah, I've just, well, not me, يعني, but we're I can't take it seriously anymore. Yeah, we're serving it with some salad, as you can see, and pickles. These Amba pickles are really good. I'd recommend them. And then like a yogurt tahini sauce. I've made like a version of this a bunch of times, so I feel like such a idiot saying this, but I'll link one of the videos in the description in case you want to see that for my 5 viewers that are watching this. And yeah, we're gonna do a little taste test. Come in, guys, join the video. Guys, come in. Everybody, you get a falafel. You get a falafel. The sound effect.
واو شو طيب عشان ايدي شلونها
One second. You try one too.
It's like you're talking to the
Your viewer.
Okay, I'm the camera woman. Straight away, straight away.
Very good.
Thank you. Do you want to say it in Swedish?
Jättegott.
Thank you.
Didn't even let her finish her falafel.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching, and yeah, take care. See you in the next one. Bye.
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 And that's beautiful.
Go ahead with a bite.
Vänta.